good choice. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice.
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around.
But...
In your nature...
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Feeling fierce. sludge is everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Watch it. Starting to add up. A smart foe would leave now. An emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress, blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Slice and dice. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right, but no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. Oh, it's locked. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. The deep cut. Flash the slash. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. Every little bit helps. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. The legend of the... The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. How Lupa Lupin... It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the potato people, or The Nono's key energy is... You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants... He's grateful for all... He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes looking for you. You did good here today. He lost you there for a while. The tree started to die when the genetic evolution that occurred after the... His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. Regardless, you're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Don't let go. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, It can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
He's
heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the world. Anyway,
That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at. Always making this...
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out-of-Date's he believes the tribes. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your... Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's a bridge. Just get over it. Flash the slash. They've destroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. You're either a part of their... Let's see.
Je ne veux à la douleur.
Says they're wary of strangers.
Kipijabadastia for Taparel.
Sit.
Zata idzie mój to tloho. Kariesne stace. Paro, ja put i
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. The Sifu is determined to let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew.
Iglis mój toksel. Tel nowazi ale dlouhodo.
He welcomes you to the...
Mali muzami orzekali.
The news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall through the crack in...
Don zadne skuni odliseni njowej.
The wall that's...
Odliseni njowej. Zivo ap iglezed. Kari vlada kariesne stace. I vezjeti rekli dekle.
Sometimes one memory can make another.
Na oko onis idzie mój zenakaz pripart snace.
Says there is some darkness in the best of us, even you.
O vizo zum I ankremo do tloho. Iglezed zanamach.
Their kin must put an end to the war before war puts an end.
Vlada pada.
He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen.
Tolo yeti rekle igli na oko kiza.
Once you've conquered the rival's outposts,
Kariesne sta onis polenos odliseni. Zivo idzie mój don zadne.
Jagni doesn't want a new unity between the tribes. Their goal is to become omnipresent and, most importantly, fear.
Nalest starida ide reki.
He remembers your kind.
Idzie mój ne stacne okoni. Nalest starida. Zata.
He can't blame... The gatekeeper welcomes you back to the fort. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. Fired up. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop wants... He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your... He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. Why not? There's no... He says, that wasn't too bad, was it? He says, but you need practice. You just need more time in the surf. Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something. You promised you'd train with her before the sun. You should know, practice makes perfect. She'll see you at the village square.
Andro?
Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Ask. He wonders what usefulness. He says he can work one. You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to. Gizmo doesn't mind. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience.
Andro?
You know she doesn't like waiting.
Kanjalano toro. Kanjalano toro.
She wants you to grow up and
Anson bara. Kototuku. Kalino? Ben nampusa.
They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and he wants to know who you. You'll have to face. She asks if you're hurt. What happened?
Kanamunta.
She's there.
Taifanamenuma. Kalino?
It's time to focus.
Inyavaldo. Kalino?
Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best. Seeing you all. He asks if. He's curious to. He can work. He's learned. The style might be too edgy for his. He's. Your Muma says it's about time you. Hopes you're as ready.
Ariaroche nuimum kent sib, mustikinu kialdo male canoro tono. Yo no massa manbru.
Your Muma says you did well today.
Kanjalano toro. Kialdo male canoro tono. Asaturutu.
Been working on a present.
Ritzentend. Sanna yote.
You should go see him and find out what it is.
Anora kapapum.
She?
Turi kumbala muma.
Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus that
Masan. Bitsentende.
thinks you could say that about everything. She hopes you...
Kututuku. Tate ko baba sakting.
A piece of scraptronics like this has built-in...
Kanamunta.
It's called an automaton.
Kala.
You should think of it as watching over you when she can't.
Aplitonunuta.
Your Muma says you look tired. No,
Kanamunta.
says a good rest makes you ready for tomorrow. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupa from setting the world on fire. Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin. This time there's no escape. She can hear him coming. He wants to... She tells you to stay back. This is her... Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose. You're half dead. It was harder than They've You should hurry there and help. Look, an emergency box from... Wow, bet that nut makes a tight fist. Toxanol was something called a corporate juggernaut, and our world still bears the marks of the massive ecological catastrophes they inflicted upon the land. The apocalypse they caused was the end of days for their world. But for us, it was simply a beginning. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? Chop it up! Hold on to that. Now that's a flesh wound.